Hello everyone, welcome back to our next installment of What to Look For in the Night Sky. I'm Professor Jeff Wilkerson at Luther College in Decorah, Iowa, USA. And I hope you all have had clear skies this past week and a chance to go out and check out some of the stars and planets that we've been looking at. And we're going to talk this week about February 1, 2021. So what to look for this coming week and maybe on into the future past that. Time just keeps rolling right on by as we get into February here. So last week I recommended the trio of fuzzy objects that I called the Winter Triangle. That was my own name for that, and I hope you had a chance to go out and look for some of those things. This week, I said turn your attention away last week from the Summer Triangle. So just to be a jerk this week, I'm going to say turn your attention back to the Summer Triangle here in February. We talked about the Summer Triangle of stars, Vega, Deneb, and Altair. We've talked about them intermittently here and talked about how they can be a marker for our motion and how we don't just see them in the summertime, despite the name Summer Triangle. And now is actually a great time to go see them in the morning. And we'll talk just a little bit here about what you can see in the morning sky. So this is for you early risers, and we'll talk about what I see when I walk to work. And so I'll draw you this sketch here on the board, and we'll look at this just a little bit to say that when I come to work, I cross a bridge, and I'm looking almost due north when I cross this bridge. When I first start out for work in the morning, we're talking about 6 o'clock right now. So you get out about 6 o'clock in the morning. And those of you who are at mid-northern latitudes, my latitude somewhere around 43 degrees north, and those of you who are somewhere near that will see something similar to this. But it'll shift just a little bit, and timing will shift it just a little bit. When I walk north, I don't have a perfect northern horizon. To see all the way down to the northern horizon, I have hills. And so I have these hills here as I'm walking north, and there's a cut in the hills where a road goes through, and more hills over here, and that's the road I'm crossing this bridge, and I'm looking almost due north. There's trees and stuff out in here. Yeah, it's all beautiful. You see now, you can't help but tell now when you look at this why my colleagues in the art department love me so much. I'm able to take a drawing like this and expose all the pain of the scene. Just yeah. So that's my particular artistic skill, is drawing out the pain for you to see here. But these are hills looking north. And what I'm seeing right now is an interesting thing to help us think about the motions of stars in the sky a little bit. The Summer Triangle is over here. I'm seeing all 3 stars of the Summer Triangle. Altair down here to the south, Deneb and Vega actually getting up in the sky. Again, this is about 6 a.m. for me. And so I see all 3 stars of the Summer Triangle, Vega, Deneb, and Altair over here. And over on this side, Cassiopeia is sitting right on top of this hillside. So Cassiopeia is a perfect marker of fall for us here. There you go. And so you get this... It looks more like that. Cassiopeia is awfully big relative to the Summer Triangle that I drew over here. I'm gonna shrink that down just a little bit. Give us something more. Not to scale, not to scale. Again, my colleagues in the art department love me because I can bring the pain out of any subject. You can just feel that pain. So there you go. That's a little bit better for Cassiopeia lying right against this hillside as I look north. So the North Star is going to be up here someplace looking north. And these stars are rising over here in the east. So this is east, if that's north, and this is west. And so we see the Summer Triangle rising into the sky here early morning February, so that it just keeps getting earlier and earlier each day, and it's rising. And this gets earlier and earlier, and it's setting over here. So pretty soon I'm going to lose Cassiopeia below the hills, where I'm not going to be able to see it on the way to work. But this is just going to get earlier and earlier in the evening, so that a few months from now I'll be able to go out in the middle of the night and see the Summer Triangle. And then we'll, by midsummer, can go out in the evening and see the Summer Triangle, mid to late summer. So these stars are rising in the east, and if we have the North Star up here, these stars are making circles around here as they rise and set. So we see these stars rising and setting, bigger and bigger circles as you see this. From the Earth's rotation, the North Star is more or less right on the Earth's rotational axis. And you can see this rotation. So we've got a great setup here to see what I would just consider a consummate constellation of fall. We see Cassiopeia in the evening sky in the fall all the time. And so this is a great fall constellation setting. The summer triangle is a summer constellation, but it's really well placed in the fall as well. And we see it rising over here, and we see how close they actually are to each other in the sky when we can look north and see both of those things circling the pole. If you want to see star trails, I'll do a little shout out here. If you want to see star trails, beautiful star trail pictures, I recommend going to see the images that Mary McIntyre has posted. So do a search for Mary McIntyre and star trail images. And you just see wonderful, beautiful star trail images. She does great work with these things. So go out and look at these star trails and watch these stars circling the pole up in here, and imagine the summer triangle as you see this rising in the morning sky, climbing up to get above the pole, and you see the Cassiopeia dropping down below the pole and trying to disappear over here. Now, if you look, you're standing here looking north. If you turn and look straight to the east and maybe a little bit more to the south. So now you turn around to the south of east. Another constellation you can see at 6 o'clock in the morning right now that is an absolute marker of summer. It tells us we've turned the corner on winter and we're headed into spring and summer. That you can see this in the morning sky. And that is Scorpius. So way off to the south. Now turn to the right, look to the south, and you'll see the 3 stars that mark the head of Scorpius out in here. And the bright orange star Antares. And we'll return to Scorpius. Scorpius is a great summer constellation. But these are bright stars in the southeast right now. To see these three stars that mark the head of Scorpius, and then bright orange Antares right there. And we can't, for me, I can't quite see the sweep of the Scorpion's tail down there right now. It's still lost in the glow of the horizon. But I'll be able to see it in a few weeks. And what this tells me, one of the reasons we'll return to talk about Scorpius more in the coming weeks, is that the research project that we have going on here, where we look at the same patch of the sky every clear night from late February into October, is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius rides right on the tail of Scorpius here. So Sagittarius is rising now too, and that tells me we're just a few weeks away from being able to start our research project up for the summer again. Always an exciting time as everything just keeps rolling around and rolling around. So this next week, my recommendation, go out early in the morning, 6 o'clock, look at Cassiopeia and the summer triangle, identify them, see what they look like in the summer, in the early, late winter, early spring as we're headed into February here, and realize that one of the consummate markers of summer, Scorpius, is there in the southeast for you to see this thing rising. I hope everybody has clear skies, and good luck observing this week. Take care, everyone.